welcome back to the Ping Pong Flix Show. My name is Chris Wong. I got a few DC updates for you today, but before we get into that, I have to thank my newest member of the Ping Pong Flix Show. Thank you so much to Lord Bravery for joining the Ping Pong Flix members family. Thank you so much for supporting the channel and for being a part of the family. And like I said, please, if you haven't already, go to that exclusive access community post and enter your information so you can maybe win that random prize drawing for the Man of Steel tin can. All right, now on with the show. The first topic of the day is Superman and Lois. New Superman suit. Finally, I've been waiting for this. We've had a ton of different behind the scenes, but now it's finally being officially revealed in a nice camera shot from CW Superman Lois themselves. And here it is. Scaring on the symbol, Superman and Lois premieres Tuesday, February 23rd. Stream next day free only on the CW. And there he is in all his glory. Tyler Hoechlin as the Man of Steel. So I absolutely love this new suit. It is, leaps and bounds, skyscraper leaps and bounds over the last suits. We're gone are the claps, the things that are attachments over here. It's tucked in just like the Superman Returns suits. The S is bigger than the Superman Returns suits, but it's prominent over here. And what I really like about this is how it accentuates the muscles, right? Because in the other suit, it didn't fit properly. It didn't quite look like he was buff. And, there are shots of him without the thing, and he is buff, but the suit just kind of just presses everything in. So I like that the new suit accentuates that. It kind of reminds me of the later Supergirl suit, which is awesome. And I think there is a certain more physical capability, physicality to this suit than it was before. So I'm loving this. I absolutely loving this. And I think this is, like I've said, a far, far upgrade to the original one. I would like to have it. This would have been, I think, better if it was pulled back, so that we can actually see the a little bit of the boots, a little bit more of that. But I think this shot is, a great reveal from the blurry, far away shots that we've seen before. But definitely a huge improvement over the original. Now we got Superman out of the way, and I don't know if this is going to be introduced later on or straight away. This is going to be a suit. He is shooting right now in this suit, so I'm kind of guessing that may be the case. And I'm also wondering, as we get closer and possibly getting to a new season, I don't know about this coming season, it may be possible that his boys, right, the sons, he has two of them, that they could also, once maybe their journey through the end of the seasons to the series will eventually get suits for themselves. They could be, Superboys, because they're strong and powerful just like their daddy. But in any case, I hope that we can get a lot more Superman out of this, and it's in the name Superman and Lois, and so that gets me excited because there are a lot of him in Supergirl, but he clearly takes a step back, to clearly letting Kara do everything, even calls her the new Defender of Earth. Yeah, I get it, and she is strong even in the comics as well. But this is Superman, man, and Superman's got to get the be the title character. So I hope he really truly is in this, and I can't wait to see the rest of this. But there are more clear shots, and this is coming from Just Jared, of him in the suits on set. Better shots, in fact. So there's a whole slew of these. You can go ahead and click on the link in the description below. But I'm going to pull out some of these. It's still a little blurry, but you can clearly see what it looks like on set itself. As you can see, the blue, the red really pops out, and of course, on film, it'll probably look a lot better. But you do see his physicality. You do see the muscles accentuated there, and it does clearly show that this time around compared to the suit from before. You can clearly see that, and I really like that. That was one of my pet peeves from the last suit, that it didn't clearly show his muscles, which I think he probably did have, and so this is a much better, and I think a lot of Superman fans should be happy today, I would expect, but I know there's going to be a lot of people still unhappy with the CW. That's fine. That's cool. We still got Henry Cavill as Superman. We'll definitely see Henry Cavill as Superman later on, next year, in a few months, and he'll be in Zack Snyder's Justice League, and possibly, maybe we'll finally get that Superman solo film that we truly want, that I kind of talked about yesterday. So check out that episode if you haven't as well. Superman and Lois, new Superman suit. I can't wait to watch it. February 23rd. All right, so that is it for the CW aspect of the show. Now we get on to the movies. Now, this I have to shout out to Mr. Sean O'Connell for getting that interview with, not only Gal Gadot, but this is the more important one, Patty Jenkins, right? He got an interview with Patty Jenkins, and they talked a little bit about Wonder Woman 1984. Apparently, Wonder Woman 1984 will have a post-credit scene. This is coming from the cinemablend.com. When asked if there was going to be a post-credit scene like how the other movies like Aquaman and Justice League has done, usually these things don't usually happen in DC. That's more of a Marvel thing, but they started to add that. And for Wonder Woman 1984, she does say this. Yes, that's pretty much it. Patty Jenkins says, yes, there will be a post-credit scene. It didn't appear on the screen, on the screener version, like the ones that all the press has saw, when we have all the early reactions. They didn't get to see this post-credit scene. This will be when it releases on either the 16th of the international theaters, and it may be revealed by then, or, in America on the 25th in theaters and on HBO Max. She was pretty tight-lipped, but she did say this. She did elaborate on why this material deliberately was left off of versions that were shown to press. Let that be something to say for the audience. Just because, God forbid, somebody writes about it, you're like, well, then what fun was it? Now we should have just attached it. Attached it to the end of the movie. So obviously they didn't want the press seeing that early, and obviously Sean O'Connell probably saw it. He's writing the article, but he will be in a surprise, just like the rest of us, when we get to see it. And she does confirm it will both be on the theatrical version, also on streaming version as well. They're not making that exclusive to theaters. The post-credit scene will definitely be available on the HBO Max version as well. But like I said, I think international people will see it first, and then it may leak out then. So if you don't want to see anything about what the post-credit scene could be, avoid the internet in the next, on 16th. From the 16th on, I think that's when you should avoid the internet. But what could it be? I have no clue. It could be just an innocent thing in terms of like a funny post-credit scenes, because we've seen a lot of those funny comedic post-credit scenes, things that really don't matter to the story or what's going to happen next. But we've also seen scenes that could be about what happens next. Now, this is Wonder Woman 1984, and I'm wondering if this will actually tie into possibly, the sequel in her arc would be Batman v Superman, right? This is clearly before BVS 1984, of course. So maybe it will clue in, into that, or it could be maybe Justice League. Maybe it could be something to do with Justice League. Or it could be Wonder Woman 3. She has ideas, and I don't know if those ideas are going to be set in motion for Wonder Woman 3 because of how the changing of times, the pandemic, and so on and so forth, stuff I talked about yesterday. But there could be something about that as well. So I'm really curious what this post-credit scene and what really needed to be left out of the press screen version, right? Because if it was something really minimal and small and things like that, I would expect that to just be at the press version. But it sounds like it's going to be something really special or surprising, maybe even shocking, in order to be left out until the actual release of the film. And I think that in itself makes me quite much more, a lot more excited for when someone says a post-credit scene, right? Because honestly, at the end of the day, like, the end of this movie intrigues me more than just watching the film. And you're like, why? Well, I just told you that this will be where we finally get to see, is this going to connect to Batman v Superman? Are there plans to either make sure that Batman v Superman doesn't actually happen, or is they're actually going to really connect it so that you know that BVS is true, like this is within canon of that arc of Man of Steel and BVS and the first Wonder Woman, right? Because there was rumors, there was people talking about this is Patty Jenkins trying to, because of Jeff Johns, trying to erase BVS, erase Man of Steel and things that happened in there, so this would be the ending of this would finally tell us whether or not that would happen or not. And maybe even goes even further. Maybe we'll even tease, Gal Gadot possibly landing up in the Flash movie as well. So there's ultimate different possibilities. This important post-credit scene that they decided not to be a part of the press screening, that they wanted to be a huge surprise, and in fact, by putting it in with theatrical release. So the actual release, not theatrical, because it's also coming on HBO Max. So I'm really intrigued by that. But, she may have given away certain thoughts about whether it will be in any continuity with Zack Snyder's projects in any case. Because, Sean O'Connell also captured this little clip of her talking about Josstice League, which I'm going to play for you right now.
How does it connect? Where does it weave in to Justice League and the movies that came before it?
Yeah.
Knowing what happened on Justice League, did you even go back and take a look at the theatrical cut to see how Gal was handled in that to make this match at all? Or do you really just think it's in universe with yours?
The Justice League?
The one that hit theaters.
No, I think that all of us DC directors tossed that out just as much as the fans did. But also I felt that version contradicted my first movie in many ways, and this current movie, which I was already in production on. So then what are you going to do? I was like, you would have to play ball in both directions in order for that to work. So the only thing I've done and tried to always do is when I knew when Zack was doing Justice League, sort of where she ends up. And so I always tried, like, I didn't change her suit because I never want to contradict. I don't want to contradict his films, Sure. But yet I have to have my own films, and he's been very supportive of that. And so I think that that Justice League was kind of an outlier, because I don't know, they were trying to turn one thing into kind of another. Then it becomes like, I don't recognize half these characters. I'm not sure what's going on.
Yeah. It must have been strange to see a character who you helped envision and bring to life, well, I don't know if you even saw it, but it was unusual. Yeah,
it was hard. It was hard.
There's a lot of things that we need to talk about this. Okay, first, yes, she tossed it out, but she also mentioned all the DC directors tossed that out. They rejected Justice League, right? Because for the longest time, and just talking to Zack, how he said his continuity is Man of Steel, BVS, Justice League arc. And to me, I thought that meant that, okay, so they can continue on from Justice League however they want to see fit. He has nothing to do with it. His thing is his Elseworlds, right? His going to be on HBO Max. That's it, right? So that's all going through with that, right? And they will continue on the plan of theatrical wherever they were going. I have no idea. But Patty Jenkins was here on just said that they tossed out, they considered that an outlier, meaning it's not part of canon. Justice League never happened. In her words, pretty much, she just said that it never happened. None of their films are going to connect to that at all. So to me, in my mind, okay, so if you guys are saying the DC directors, all of DC, just like how fans rejected that one, then what is canon? So if you're rejecting Justice League, you have to accept something. And so what I'm trying to say is that I think she's saying that all DC directors, in fact, Warner Brothers themselves, is going to accept Zack Snyder's Justice League as part of canon. Okay. I like that. I like what I'm hearing. And that's why Restore the Snyderverse is very important, because yes, the Snyderverse to Zack is Man of Steel, BVS, and Zack Snyder's Justice League, and that's what he's working on. But in terms of continuity and how it's all connected, this could mean that they will try to find ways to connect to Zack's work, and she does say that. She clearly says that she in mind try to not contradict what Zack had already put out, right? But that she needs to have her own film. She needs to have her own style, just like James Wan. He needs to have his own style, but he will in ways connect to Zack Snyder's work. But he needs to we'll have creative liberties in terms of being able to breathe underwater and the look of the film, things like that. And Patty Jenkins as well. She is her own director. She has her own thoughts on how to approach things, but in ways that she doesn't want to contradict the characters that was set forth by Zack Snyder. So in my mind, this could also add to the fact that in Wonder Woman 1984, it will build up to Batman v Superman. That's how I see it. That's how I'm thinking that something's going to happen, and it will make sense when you watch BVS with this in mind, with Wonder Woman 1984 in mind. So that is compelling. The other thing I was thinking about is that her words about how that it's possible that all DC directors will include Zack Snyder's Justice League as the new canon for the Justice League to take place of Justice League, how it should be, right? How it should have been. And in my mind, I was thinking like different mediums will have different continuities, different universes, right? But with this whole HBO Max dual streaming, theaters plus HBO Max, and if this is successful and they continue to do this from here on out, Warner Brothers is one company. There's not Warner Brothers and Warner Max anymore. Warner Brothers producing for both theatrical and HBO Max. And they're doing this simultaneous release. I'm now thinking, instead of saying that the Snyderverse is only going to exist on HBO Max, the theatrical versions are also going to exist on HBO Max, because Wonder Woman 1984 is coming out on HBO Max, the Suicide Squad. They're all coming out on HBO Max. That they could all potentially connect if the director so chooses to connect, because there are certain characters in there that do connect. So Wonder Woman 1984, Aquaman 2, The Flash will definitely connect more to possibly Zack Snyder's Justice League and not to Justice League. So that should make you guys happy. I think for people who are wondering, who want that connectivity, Patty Jenkins just revealed here that will definitely be a part of that. Like I said, creative liberties in terms of style, in terms of things like that, will probably be different, but for the most part, they don't seem to want to contradict Zack Snyder. The other thing is that she completely tossed Justice League out the window, right? And pretty much, put a negative on Justice League, right? She just pretty much just said that was not a good film, that contradicted my Wonder Woman and things like that, right? So she understands that. And I'm also thinking, I was surprised that she said so, because for a while, she's being very political, and she still is. Granted, she's trying not to burn any bridges, but she burned a big one today. When this came out, revealing that she doesn't care who made that film and the creative decisions over that those creative decisions they tossed out. Who made those creative decisions? Jeff Johns, Joss Whedon, John Berg. They're tossing that out, and possibly even tossing out the relationship that was part of that. Granted, she will probably still be thankful for the screenplay that she wrote with him and the things that happened, but that doesn't mean she's on his side. There, in certain businesses and things like that, you still have to keep that the politics in, and she's being professional, and that's what a professional does. So, but this is maybe the first time she's clearly tossing away that relationship by tossing away the creative decisions that made Josstice League. So I think a lot of people should be pretty happy to hear her words today. I certainly am, on multiple fronts, on multiple things that you can bring out of this. So yes, hashtag restore the Snyderverse indeed. So since we're talking about Justice League, I've got another clip here from this time from ET Canada. They talked to Joe Manganiello, and they talked about for him to return as Deathstroke for Justice League. So I'm going to play you this clip. Joe Manganiello says he has an Easter egg in Zack Snyder's Justice League.
What can I tell you? I'm back, for starters. I think that cat's out of the bag. I'm back. I made some modifications to the character. I was able to put a little more of my stink on the character this time, or at least nudge the character in the direction that I wanted to go. There are Easter eggs, one in particular that I snuck in for hardcore fans with the pause button. So we'll see if anybody catches it. But I snuck some little tiny subtle thing in there that I wonder if people will get. No, it was great. It was great to be reunited with Zack, which, funny enough, we spent a good solid chunk of pandemic recording for the new Army of the Dead Las Vegas animated series, which is like mind-blowing fun, and I cannot wait to see. It is absolutely it's awesome. So I've actually seen a lot of Zack Snyder over break. Like I'm talking like it's like summer break here. No, over the pandemic I saw a lot of Zack. So but it was great to see him. It was great to put the armor back on, and it was great. Like I said, we made some modifications that I think people are going to be expecting.
So that was Joe talking about possible Easter eggs in Zack Snyder's Justice League if you press the pause button. And so I'm still questioning how long his stuff, his parts are. I'm really curious about that, especially the comments from yesterday's video. So be sure to check that out. But it really sounds exciting. It sounds like he has it's not just a cameo, but maybe a substantial little bit part in there that could mean quite a bit, and Easter eggs that could maybe think about more potential stuff, like maybe even the Batman versus Deathstroke movie. I think that would be kind of cool to even see a little bit of that. But also that Zack is letting him do that, right? Not only does Zack is letting him to have creative input on how he looks, but also able to put things that he wanted to add to Zack Snyder's Justice League. And, they both thought it was cool, and I think it will be great for the fans. So I can't wait to see that. So Joe's awesome. Can't wait to see his scene, or Zack Snyder's Justice League in general, but it does make you a little bit more excited. Just a little. You're already excited, like overly excited, but just a little bit more excited for Joe Manganiello in Zack Snyder's Justice League. All right, so there's something else that we could possibly be getting excited as well, and that is Christmas. Wonder Woman 1984 will be releasing on HBO Max and theaters domestically. If you're international, you might be able to see it first in theaters, but for domestic, that's our Christmas present. But it looks like, according to Grace Randolph, that we possibly will have a top secret project surprise. This is what she said. More news, aside from the Disney stuff. Also, Warner Brothers is considering releasing another big top secret project on Christmas Day on HBO Max. Meetings taking place today. It's top secret. Even my source doesn't know, just that HBO Max's team is on call to prep the release any minute. So, what is going to happen on Christmas Day? I don't know. Like, I can't figure out what. It's not, and people are like, what is it? What is it going to be? I mean, I tweeted it out, and I'm like, the only thing I can think of anybody even remotely hinting at something for Christmas was Dave the Film Junkie. Many times he has said that Santa may be bringing us an announcement of the Ayer cut of, I was going to say Justice League Suicide Squad on Christmas, and maybe even the Batfleck thing. So I was like, okay, well, maybe that's what it is. Maybe we're going to get an announcement of Ayer cut or the Batfleck movie, right? And I'm going to say announcement. I know she's saying considering releasing, and I don't think she meant, I think the word would mean actually releasing the announcement of something, right? I don't think it's releasing a movie, because that'd be crazy. Although if it's not DC, then it definitely could be some kind of hidden movie that we don't even know. Christmas special, I get it. It could be nothing at all. It could be nothing at all. Like, it could definitely just be something random, like a Star Wars holiday special. Well, we already got that. A Harry Potter holiday special. I don't know. But it does get me excited to wonder that there is going to be something top secret that they don't want anybody to know, and it's going to drop on Christmas Day. If Grace is right, because she's hit or miss. But if there is something, that's exciting to know that not only we're going to get Wonder Woman 1984, we're going to possibly get something else as well. And like I said before, I mean, this is a great opportunity for Wonder Woman 1984 to just add some type of trailer. If they want to hype up the next DC thing, maybe they'll just put Zack Snyder's Justice League, a trailer, a story-based trailer, right? A full trailer on the same day. Maybe put it in front of Wonder Woman 1984, or put it at the end of Wonder Woman 1984. Something like the next time you see Wonder Woman will be in Zack Snyder's Justice League. Something like that. I think that will be pretty cool, and it will definitely be that trailer right before we get to see the movie next year. And I think it'll be a great, awesome Christmas present. And we know Santa Zack Claus is definitely always giving us something around the holidays. And this could definitely be it. So my money is probably on either Zack Snyder's Justice League trailer, maybe the Ayer cut announcement, and really farther back the Batfleck movie or series or whatever they want to do with that. And then, of course, some a Harry Potter Christmas special. I would just say that. Just throw that in there to give it a little variety. All right. But that is pretty much it for all the news today. I want to get now into Ping Pong Flix members' questions, which will probably be the longest segment of this thing. Like I said, if you absolutely want to put your comment and question on air on this video, please sign up as a member down below. Join as a member for the price of less than a cup of coffee, and then I'll definitely read your comment and question when you put it on. Like, this video will be on the next video. Okay, so the first comment I want to talk about is Mr. Stokes. Mr. Stokes channel. Just want to firstly start this message with sharing with you some good news in these rough coronavirus times, which is that Mr. Stokes and my beautiful partner Shelly got married last Wednesday. Congratulations. So now that piece of business is out of the way. Bloody hell, Chris, when you said this episode was packed full of juicy information, you weren't telling lies. Hell yeah. Hell to the yeah on Constantine 2. Such a big fan of that film, and more importantly, that world, and always wondered why the sequel didn't happen. But I'm chuffed that it had been confirmed. I am so happy for you that there is now buzz and talks about a new Superman movie. I agree with you, Chris, that they are waiting for an overall bigger picture and response after Zack Snyder's Justice League, but I think it's safe to say Henry Cavill is going to crush it as the Black Suit Superman, and with the buzz from his other role as The Witcher, bring on season 2, and they'd be stupid to recast. With that interesting interview from Joe Manganiello about the script from Ben Affleck's The Batman is only going to generate buzz, which it already has, because it got us all talking about best Deathstroke versus Batman, and I personally think that HBO Max is ready, like the new Superman movie after Zack Snyder's Justice League, to pull the trigger on it. Stay safe, Chris, and one day, sir, you need to come on Stokes' channel as your inspiration of why I started my own channel, and would love to chat and shoot the breeze. Awesome. Thank you so much, John Stokes, and maybe one day, indeed, I will definitely get on there. By the way, I was on Sill today. Coffee was Sill, although it was too late to drink coffee. And then tomorrow I'll be on the 4Nerd Show. Eric Blake, conversations about a new Superman film, says RPK. Give us specifics, Daniel, Henry, and Amy, or not. Indeed. Hey, Chris, I absolutely agree on Patty's thoughts on other characters being in Wonder Woman 3. The ideal for yours, truly, of course, considering the bond that can never be broken, Zack set up in BVS on Word, is let Wonder Woman 3 be Wonder Woman and Lois Lane. Surprise! LOA, but in my defense, again, Zack did kind of set up a connection, and he did say they interact more in JO1. Also, as you know, I've been writing a spec script for such a crossover. Not likely I'd be able to get it to Patty, Gal, and Amy, but still. Well, good luck to you with that. Love that our Black Canary, quite possible, probably getting the series people are asking for. There we hope for Charlie Hunnam showing up as Green Arrow in the show. Oh, that's interesting. That would be kind of cool. After all, him being Oliver is another thing DCU's fans have been clamoring for. Yeah, if he wants to do that, and I bet he probably does, maybe, seeing how he, hasn't, some of the stuff hasn't been, taken off so far. Come over to be Green Arrow. You look like him. Geek Haven Jan 86. Chris, if the Batman v Deathstroke script is indeed dead in the water, how do you feel about the possibility of HBO Max still having a solo Batflick film and our series, but with a different story? Say possibly a prequel of sorts to BVS with Gina's Catwoman, perhaps? Oh, I would love that. I 100% would prefer to see the Batman versus Deathstroke movie, me too, but I'll take a different story over no story. In regards to continuity errors between Wonder Woman 1984 and Batman v Superman, do you think it's possible that something may happen in the movie that will have it make sense? Yeah, I was talking about that. Perhaps something along the lines of memory wiping or interference from the gods. Or do you think at this point we just have to accept that it is an alternate Earth in the multiverse where Wonder Woman didn't disappear after World War I? And finally, why isn't the Justice League Superman pop front and center of your display? I know, I'm meaning to do that. But I was like, should I take it out of the box? Is it nice in the box? But anyway, you're just busting my chops. Thank you again for continuing to provide us with great DC content. It's very nice distractions from the world right now. Well, thank you so much, DK and Jan 86. Yeah, I might take it out of the box. I'm just trying to figure out where to put it. And maybe it's over there in that little corner. But thank you so much for that Superman Funko Pop. But I agree. And you got a good point there. Maybe something to do with memory wiping. I like that. I like that. Maybe there's a memory wipe or something. Brandon Hayes, great scoop on Joe Manganiello. I have a theory. Joe has been very quiet up until now. Months ago, when people asked him a Batman Deathstroke questions, he would play dumb and then reference non-disclosure agreements. And now all of a sudden, he's spilling the beans and getting stuff off his chest after holding it in for many 4 years. I don't think it's a coincidence. I had no clue who Deathstroke was until I played Batman Arkham Origins. The cutscene animations for Deathstroke versus Batman convinced me that he's truly one of the most formidable Batman villains. Joe was perfect for the role. You're not the only one. I mean, that cutscene alone just really got a lot of people excited for a Batman versus Deathstroke movie. So the 1997 film The Game was supposed to be the basic template for the Batman Deathstroke film after Zack Snyder's Justice League. This makes me want to cry that we didn't get this. Zack's 5-part arc combined with a fantastic game-changing Batman solo film concept. We, the fans, were denied all this greatness. Damn. The old Warner Brothers Pictures regime really messed up. Big time. I'll bet someone will next leak the original Flashpoint script that was being developed for Ezra Miller and Jeffrey Dean Morgan just to make all our heads explode. I guess someone would have to just ask Rick Famuyiwa what that would have been. I'm 100% certain that in addition to Jeff Johns and John Berg, a lot of people at Warner Brothers probably lost their jobs or were demoted over these big mistakes and ridiculous course corrections done in 2017. It's funny because they dropped all these amazing, well-laid plans due to BVS not making $1 billion and getting a critic approval, and instead giving us films that are bad copies of Marvel movies. Funny enough, Warner Brothers ended up going the dark route anyways with Joker and the Batman. Go figure. Idiots. Thank God AT&T did a halt and gave Snyder a call. Why were we denied all this? It's just a crime. Again, let us all be calm. Let us pray and say amen. And all those hashtags right there. Yeah. Definitely it's starting to get somewhere interesting, I would say. Doobie, there's an open window of time in February. Zack Snyder's Justice League. Yeah, that was one that people were wondering, like, oh, maybe it should be on 214 or something. That could be possible as well. Kal-El of Krypton, why do I get the impression Warner Media and Warner Brothers are at war and we're stuck in between it? Possibly. There is still some execs over on that side, albeit they're getting smaller and smaller. But with the whole investigation, they're really weeding out the ones that aren't I have done some injustices back in the day, and maybe even now. But I think we're slowly getting there, and as they start to consolidate more, we could pretty much clean them out. Arub Hussein, Chris, what if Keanu Reeves, Constantine, also appears in the Flash movie? I mean, why not? Freaking multiverse, yeah. Like, how cool would it be? There's a problem they need help with, and Keaton's Batman says, I know a guy. Enter Constantine, or however that happens. Goddamn, I got excited. Endless possibilities. But as Patty said, it needs to be intrinsic to the story. I mean, cameos are fine, but it would be great if these characters are relevant to the story. I would rather have these 2-3 cameos be important than 10 cameos just appearing in a movie for 10 seconds. Yeah, I agree. I mean, we don't want it to be too crazy, and it has to make sense in the story. But like I said, I mean, I could totally see them doing like a Justice League and Justice League Dark, come together for a future movie. It doesn't have to be The Flash. We don't have to put it all in The Flash. We could definitely split it up and having that possibilities later on. Like, I could imagine what you're saying there. Maybe they fight Trigon or something like that. That would be pretty cool. Jonathan Mueller, no Henry Cavill Superman solo movie until Zack Snyder finished his 5-part arc movies. However, I would love to see Superman Lives, a solo movie. I would love to see Superman Lives, although Nick Cage would be too old for that. I would love to see that in some type of form or fashion, maybe because it's so bonkers and weird and crazy that it would probably work as an animated film at this rate. Superman Lives. Amparo, Master of the Universe. I remember that movie. Frank Langella was Skeletor. Remember that? That was when there was actual post-credit scenes. Like, remember that post-credit scene where he comes out and he's still alive, Skeletor? I think, was that the birth of post-credit scenes? I'm wondering about that. Amparo, oh my God, I have more than enough of the pandemic. I don't need my entertainment movies to be full of it. I want to escape this hard reality for a little while, not keeping reminded of it. Oh, I think you're referring to Patty Jenkins wanting to possibly add in that pandemic thing into Wonder Woman 3. Yeah, and there's going to be people like that, but by the time we get that, it might be we might be in the safe now, and it might be, and she might not even do that at all. So we'll have to wait and see. I don't think they have written anything. She just had some ideas, and like all ideas that have not been written down, things always change. It always changes. So, but thank you so much for that comment. And thank you so much to everyone who tuned in and plugged in their comment and questions for me. All right. Well, thank you so much for watching. Like I said, if you absolutely love this daily dose of DC content and movie shows and video games, please click the like button, hit that subscribe button, ring that notification bell, keep this hot dog light on, and I'll see you next time.